What's up, guys? Dave Van Auken here. Dave Van Auken Show presented by Fight Bananas. Man, pumped for this one, guys. We have 7-0 undefeated, number 5th ranked Bellator middleweight on this planet. Only 26 years young. You know what I would do? How much money I would give back to go to be 26 years young. One of my guys, one of the good ones in the business, talking with Bellator's Dalton Rosta. What's up, my guy?
What's up, bro? How's it going?
Going good, man. Going good. How's life right now?
Everything's good, man.
Let's kind of get into it right away with it. How pumped were you? Were you trying to get one more fight in before the end of the year? And if you were, how excited were you that Bellator made this happen?
Yeah, I was definitely trying to get another one in. I was hoping for November 18th in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they actually had me booked. They offered me John Salter at first. He said no. Then they offered me a guy named Imam Shafi Aliyev, who's still fighting on the card. And he said no as well. And then they told me that I wasn't going to fight until next year. So once I seen that Aliyev was still fighting, even though he turned me down, I called up my manager, Brian at Sucker Punch. You know, he's a great manager. He called Kogan, was like, yo, what's up with this? Dalton was supposed to fight this guy. He turned Dalton down, and this guy's still fighting November 18th, and Dalton's going to be getting pushed back till next year. What's up with that? Why is Dalton getting punished? He's like, well, Dalton's not getting punished. We really don't have any more budget on that card. But the only thing that's left besides that is a prelim match on December 9th at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. And
Right.
We didn't want Dalton to feel burned by putting him on the prelims, you know. So that's what Brian told me that Kogan said, and I said I don't care as long as I'm fighting as long as I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
You know, whoever wants to watch me is going to tune in regardless, and people are going to find out about me one way or another.
And its crazy thing is, you know, I know the UFC says it a lot too on the prelims, especially with ESPN and on pay-per-view. Honestly, maybe, you know, with them being on, with Bellator being on Showtime, maybe actually even being on the prelims, you might even get more eyes on you that night, regardless of the fact. But like you said, man, someone with your aspirations, right? Like, I don't think you would be worried about if am I on the prelim or main card, because, you know, you want to be Bellator middleweight champion. Like, you want to be the best middleweight on this planet. Like, it doesn't matter. Still young in the game, 26 years young, age 7-0. Am I right on that one? You're still got bigger, way bigger dreams and aspirations than just that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, this is all part of the game. At this point, like I said, I really don't care whether I'm on the prelims or the main card. Right. Like I said, people are going to find out about me one way or another. And, right. I mean, my time's going to come. Obviously, they wanted to put me on the main card in the first place. So, obviously, that's where I'm at. But I gladly accepted a prelim fight just so I can get another one in by the end of this year, you know. I'm young. Like you said, 26 years old. Youngest in the division, and I want to, you know, use my youth correctly. I want to be fighting often, and I fight better often as well, you know. It doesn't matter if I'm 30, 26, 35, whatever. I want to be fighting often regardless.
I like that. One question, rewind, and then we'll do all future stuff. Bellator 283, you versus Cotton. It seems like there's a lot of heat on that fight. I think some of your social media posts, especially on Instagram, has been kind of funny with it. Was that your first kind of, you know, maybe heated rivalry, so say, in a fight? Did that amp you up more? Was that too much? I know a lot of times a lot of fighters tell me, like, sometimes they don't like it. It's like too much on your shoulders. A fight's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to deal with enough anxiety in that. Did you kind of like that little extra heat going into that fight?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. You know, we're stepping in there trying to take each other's head off as it is anyway. So, I mean, right. If there's any animosity between us, doesn't bother me. If anything, it makes it more fun. You know, I've always been, you know, somebody to go back and forth with people in football games and wrestling matches, everything my whole entire life. You know, talking is a part of it. You know, in my eyes, it makes it more fun. Even during sparring, same thing. You know, so during the fight and before the fight, you know, I feel like it builds the fight up better as well. And that wasn't any fake, right. You know, animosity between us, or, you know, it started with him pulling out of fights, and I was calling him out on it, and then he was saying I was lying and we were never supposed to fight, and so on and so forth. Fast forward a little bit, and I started talking shit about him. He started talking shit back, saying I was an easy fight, saying that he was gonna make me quit and all this other shit, talking about like shit that happened at practice or just stuff like that, and everything came back to bite him at the end of the day. And it was just, it made it that more it made it that much funnier, you know?
Yeah, sure. Probably more satisfying, getting a stoppage win at that level, of course, has to be great, but having a little extra, salt on the steak is probably nice. Bellator 289. Every time I talk to you guys about it is, man, phone's blowing up. It's crazy over here. It's busy in Fight Bananas land, man. Bellator 289, a huge American Top Team show, with you. My guy Cody Law is on it. The main event, Sabatella. Does that kind of give you more team? I know you're a big Steeler guy, right? Like you, a football team going together, is that nature? Or mixed martial arts is probably the most solo sport. You lock that octagon door and that's it. It's you and one other person. Or do you like kind of that camaraderie as going as a group?
I mean, I definitely like going as a group better. More stuff to do during fight week, hang out, chill with them. You're doing the weight cut together. The weight cut's the hardest part, in my opinion, even though I still make weight relatively easy. It's not a walk in the park. Regardless, you're suffering. So it's good to have them suffer with you, in a sense. And it's nice to have them around. They're fighting on the card as well. More coaches usually come because of that. And I'm friends with Cody and I'm friends with Danny. They're not just like, random teammates from the gym because there's over 100 people in the gym.
Sure.
And they're not just random teammates. I'm friends with both of them. We talk often, we cut it up, we bullshit. So it should be a fun card. Yeah,
I like it. It's a very, very intriguing card. A lot of future on the line for sure. Talking about another teammate, you're fifth. You said you're the youngest in the division and the rankings. You're only kind of moving up, even another win. Like you said, Salter, I believe, is third and fourth if you didn't take the challenge. So, maybe you would even surpass him. Sooner or later, especially if that champion keeps his championship belt, and that's Johnny Eblin, who's an ATT guy. Is that something, have you even peeked at that at all? Is that even on your radar? Or is it, of course, at the end of the day, you do want to become the best middleweight on this planet, Bellator, regardless. Is that something you guys thought about?
I mean, we haven't talked about it at all.
Okay.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's inevitable.
Sure,
I'm going to keep beating whoever they put in front of me. He's going to keep beating whoever they put in front of him. And, Johnny's a great fighter. He's champion for a reason. And that's my goal at the end of the day. But as of now, I mean, we're training together. We're making each other better. As for it being on my radar, I mean, I don't know what Bellator's plans are. I could have 2 more fights, 3 more fights, 4 more fights until then. I don't know. So what I'm focused on right now is who they're putting in front of me, my steps to keep improving, climbing the rankings, and so on and so forth. And if we ever have to cross, or if that bridge ever comes, we'll cross it whenever we get to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear that. Respect that. A fun little question for you about Bellator. Other than yourself, of course, who do you think is the biggest star in Bellator? Maybe Dalton got a little FaceTime. You bet.
Somebody called me.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm sorry.
All good, brother. All good. You heard the last question?
Yeah, I heard who's besides yourself, who's the biggest, and that's whenever I got the call.
Okay. Oh, who's the biggest star you think in Bellator?
At 185 or the period?
Across the board. Yeah, across the board.
Huh. I don't know, man. Before Mike Chandler left, I would have said him.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good one. Fedor, do you commit Fedor still as a Bellator guy, or Ryan Bader? Do you think could be Ryan?
No. Man, that's a hard question.
AJ
sent me a script beforehand so I could have thought about this. But
the fun thing, I got 5 fun questions for you too. I'm going to try to shock you on some of these coming up.
I would say Venom Page.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's fine. I didn't even think of him. That's a good one. Venom Page.
I would say him.
Okay. Like I said, I know you're a big Steeler guy. Other than mixed martial arts and working out, of course, all that stuff, what is an activity or two outside of MMA that you like to do and love to do on a weekly basis or a daily basis or a monthly basis to kind of keep, life going outside of MMA?
So I like to ride my motorcycle. I just started riding
okay.
summer. Yeah, my bike was up in Pennsylvania there, so I brought it back down. So there's gonna be a lot of that. I like playing video games with my friends at nighttime after I got done at practice, bullshitting with my friends back home, playing the game.
Yeah.
I like doing outdoorsy shit. Like whenever I'm up in Orlando where my girlfriend lives, like I like going to Springs and doing stuff outside up there. But as for South Florida, man, there's besides the beach, man, there's really not much to do down here. If I'm being completely honest with you, and people are like, "Oh yeah, you can go on a boat, you can go on a jet ski." I'm like, I can do that back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
There's 3 rivers back there that I can do that on. They all meet at one point, and I can do that all back home. You can go whitewater rafting back home. You can go. There's state parks. There's cliff jumping. There's hiking. There's hunting. There's hunting down here, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
You obviously, I'm a big Pittsburgh fan, so there's Pittsburgh games, there's Pirate games, there's amusement parks. There's one in Pittsburgh called Kennywood. There's a water park there too, 2.5 hours away. There's one called Cedar Point. There's plenty of stuff to do back home where I'm from, Pittsburgh. So I mean, I love it back there. I love the change of seasons. I love everything about Pittsburgh, and not that I don't like it down here. It's just it's not the same. And like I said, besides going to the beach, which you get sick of really quick, there's really not much to do. So now that I have my bike down here, maybe I'll be going on some like cruises up along the beach line across the state and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, but just probably that, playing video games, watching football, working out.
Man, I'm hearing it out of you. Is that? Do you think? Maybe not in the foreseeable future. I know you probably love it, ATT down there, and getting the best training in the world, and you just keep on developing your skills. Do you think sooner or later you will end up back in the Pittsburgh area?
So, the whole entire reason I'm down here, it's not that I didn't come down because I'm like, oh yeah, Florida. I want to live in South Florida. I came down for American Top Team, and that's it. Right. The sole reason I'm down here is to get better. Chase my dreams with MMA, become the best I possibly can. If I was back in Pittsburgh, I would always be saying, what if,
Yeah.
And when my career's said and done, at the end of the day, I don't want to look back and say, what if, could I have done more? Could I have done better? So I'm doing this right now, all in, no distractions, move down here to get the best training in the world and taking advantage of it. And a downfall is I don't get to be back home at Pittsburgh, but I get to go back and visit for three days or so at a time pretty often. I'll go back for like a long weekend. So it's not really, I'm still getting the bulk of all my training down here during the week. And so I'm going to be staying down here at least until my career's over.
Okay. And doesn't Bo Nickel have like a little ATT in that area? Didn't they open something up? Is it just not, they don't have the support and staff or that you would probably need?
Yeah, he's up in like State College area.
Right.
And that's about 2 hours from Pittsburgh or so.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, it's still Pennsylvania. I'd love to live there and everything, but I mean, I don't know who they got up there besides Bo. And I know Anthony Cassar goes there. I mean, I need more than just wrestling.
Yeah.
That's no shot at them. Bo's a great fighter and all. And
and we see Bo's going down to South Florida a lot to get working.
So, still, my best bet would be being down here.
I'm with you. All right, cool. Like I said, I got 5 fun questions for you, man. The first answer comes to your head. All right.
Let's go.
Your first celebrity crush?
I don't know, bro. I can't think. I really don't.
Wow, that Saved by the Bell chick?
No. See, you're saying the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. So this is a lot longer than it has to be, but I would probably say Jessica Alba whenever I was little, when I was a young kid.
I hear you. The most interesting person you have ever talked to?
These are tough questions, man. I mean, it would have to be an athlete. I don't know. Can we skip that?
Yeah, we'll skip it. Well, if something, you come back to it if someone hits. What was your first job outside of fighting, outside of MMA?
A dishwasher at Bessemer Croatian Club in Bessemer, PA, which is about 20 minutes from where I grew up. And they had me washing dishes. They had me running the fryer. They had me busting tables. All for just dishwashers, minimum wage, with no tips and all. So,
respect that. What is your biggest fear?
So I actually get asked this a lot. I wouldn't say that I have a fear, like something that comes to my head that I'm like, okay, I'm afraid of this.
Right.
I think it all has to do with circumstance. You know, if somebody breaks into your house with guns and you're not in reach of your own gun, you know, and you have a gun pointed at your head,
right?
At that point, you're going to be afraid. You know, there's not really much you can do.
Right.
Okay. So it all depends on circumstance. But if you're asking like their specific thing, like heights or spiders or, you know, certain animals, there's nothing I'm truly afraid of in that sense.
Man, I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe you have. There's like that bear video. There's a guy hiking in the mountains and there's a bear attacking him. Damn, dude.
Did you just see the one? There was one recently where a mountain lion, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, with the gun.
Yeah, the mountain lion was. See, that's I used.
What is he doing recording that?
I use somebody breaking into your home as an example, but that'd be even a better example. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's just a human with a gun. I mean, there's several possibilities, but the mountain lion, man, that's so unpredictable, unexpected, you know, and it's a killing machine.
Yeah, like I think Joe Rogan put that caption. He's like, I would not be recording them on my iPhone. Like, you know, take that line was up to no good. You know, you have a gun, like, let's go. Like,
but that person obviously was dedicated. They wanted that video.
Yeah, they were. I always like this one. I always like asking fighters too this question. You get $100 million. You can promote. You can make any fight you want in the business. Boxing, MMA, don't matter what promotion. What fight would you like to make as like a spectator? You can make any fight in the industry. What fight would you make?
I'd say John Jones versus Stipe. I was saying it for years, long before John Jones was like trying to move up to heavyweight. I was saying it before I even stepped into MMA myself. I wanted to see that fight for a long time. You know, heavyweight GOAT versus the light heavyweight GOAT, and probably the GOAT of the entire sport. I think it'd be a great matchup.
No, that's a good one. And it actually is probably going to happen. It might even happen faster than you think. That's the big rumor right now. UFC 282
for December 10th, right?
Huh?
For December 10th, right?
Yeah. Jones, Stipe. Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy. Man, always love talking to you. Last little fun question for you, man. Are you guys going Trubisky or are you guys going to go back with the kid Kenny Pickett? What's going on in Pittsburgh right now, man?
I think they're going to go back with Pickett. You know,
if
he's healthy. Trubisky did well, but I think you ruin Pickett's confidence if you go back to Trubisky after that. He's a rookie. You brought him in. Yeah. Now it's showing that you don't have much faith in him, and you still are. There's question marks, you know. So I think Kenny Pickett. And to answer your question about the most interesting person that I met, it's probably Conor McGregor. I completely draw a blank. I forgot I met him. We met in Abu Dhabi when I was helping my friend Marcus Perez and train out there, get ready for his fight, and I was in his corner as well. And I had the opportunity to meet Conor McGregor while I was out there. So I would say Conor McGregor. Nice.
And actually, if I remember right, didn't you meet Antonio Brown? Didn't you have something to do with Antonio Brown? Was that you?
No, that was not me.
Steve Mowry, that's who it was. Stephen Mowry met Antonio Brown.
Really?
Yeah. He's a big Pittsburgh guy too. And this is like Antonio Brown's peak, like 4 years ago, MVP caliber guy. And he like met him. And he said it was funny. Brown knew who Mowry was. That's what Steven said. And it was just like kind of really caught him off guard. He's like, dude, that's crazy. Like AB's like a GOAT, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised you knew who Mowry was.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
To be honest with you, I don't know if Mowry was just fibbing a little bit right there, but, you know, man. I don't want to call him a liar.
I know. I love it, man. Can't wait. December 9th, the Mohegan Sun, Bellator, number 5 ranked middleweight, Dalton Rosta. Anything you want to get off your chest? Any kind of sponsors you want to push? Anything like that?
Just same as always. Arias Agencies, Armida Stone, Scooter King. They're my 3 main sponsors that sponsor me every fight. And then I got Glaxon with my supplement company to take care of all my supplement needs, keep me through going through training. Got a couple more coming up that I'm introducing in soon, but I'll hold those until it's completely official. So, you know, wouldn't be where I was without them.
Very cool. Yeah, man. No free plugs. You know what I'm saying? You can't give the free plugs out there.
Oh, that's not a problem. It's just I want to make sure it's official first.
Yeah, I hear you.
Start leaking anything.
Oh, man. Awesome, brother. Yeah, man. Good to see you again. Always love talking to you. And, hey, good skill. And we'll talk to you in 2023 when you're 8-0 and still number 5, number 4 in the world, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Maybe I'll be number 3.
Ooh, there we go. All right, Dalton Rosta, I'll talk to you soon, brother.
All right.